The Take Care Men podcast is intended for educational purposes and not intended to be personal medical, therapeutic, or counseling advice from us or any guest to you. Watching or listening to the podcast or getting answers to questions does not establish a therapist-patient relationship and is not suitable for advice, diagnosis, or treatment regarding medical or mental health conditions. Perhaps these videos or podcast episodes can help you prepare for your discussion with your doctor or therapist. If you are in need of immediate help, please consult our resources at takecareman.com/help. Thank you and enjoy the podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into episode 11 of the Take Care Men Mental Health Podcast. We are excited to have Mel, as many of you probably know him from YouTube and BBS.Live. His full name is Mel Cayanan, and he is also known as Mel's Fitness Journey. That's another YouTube channel that he has, and is of course one half of the highly successful BBS.Live show. Mel, what's that milestone y'all just crossed in terms of followers on Instagram?
Finally hit the 2,000 mark.
That's awesome.
And me and Nate, we're very excited about that. We love our growth right now. We appreciate everybody just supporting us.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's always a fun time to get in there and hang out on every other Thursday night. And I kind of feel sorry for the folks in the UK because it's like the middle of the morning or whatever for them, so it's hard for them to join in on that. But yeah, it's always a great show, and really appreciate what all you guys do for the community. So Andy, how have you been? How's things in your world?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Mel. First off, it's appreciated. I know it's the weekend, and I'm sure you're a busy guy, so thanks. But yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, not too bad. It's busy at work, so yeah, I'm not getting much time to think really, and we just had a big sale over at Apocalypse Grooming, so I've been busy getting all those orders packed up and sent out. But yeah, it's not too bad. The sun's out, which always helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, as long as it's not out too much. I mean, being here in the southern US, it's not been too bad. It's this was actually pretty nice week. It's kind of weird. You would think Mel being further south down in Pensacola, it would get hotter, but they get that nice Gulf breeze coming off of the Gulf of Mexico. Kind of helps chill everything out. Up here, it's just hot, but it's not been too bad. I got to cut the lawn yesterday. That's a whole nother story about Americans and their lawns and how much water we waste on keeping those things green. But anyway, that's another podcast for another time. So we have giveaways again this episode. Andy, you want to go over those?
Yeah, we'll go over those. Yeah, I'll apologize first off because we've done an episode of well, obviously this podcast with Lather Talk, and I haven't managed to get around to editing it yet. So apologies to John. But yeah, the giveaways. So we've got two giveaways. So we've got a US one. That's $20 gift card from the Razor Company and also from Crown and Cane. So that's the guys from the US if you want to enter there. And then we've got another one, a $20 gift card from my shop, so Apocalypse Grooming. And HC&C sent us some razors and soaps a while ago, which we haven't got around to giving away. So you can choose a soap or a razor. So that's for the UK and the rest of the world. And all you have to do is comment I'm in on any of our social media accounts or YouTube, wherever you find this podcast. That's all you have to do. And also, just as a little bonus, any listeners, if they want to save a few dollars or a few pounds, we've got a special discount code. So Apocalypse Grooming. So use the code Take Care, and you'll save 15% off your whole order there. So yeah, use that as you wish. You can use that as many times as you like. So we've got two to do. So if you're listening to this one, you can obviously enter the Lather Talk episode, and you can enter this one. If you get picked twice, then you'll win twice. So yeah, blame me.
And our Patreon supporters get an extra entry into that contest. So we throw you. So if you enter with the I'm in, that's an entry. But then also just being a supporter on Patreon gets you in. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, and we do appreciate your support, just head over to takecareman.com and click on donate. You can make a one-time donation to the show, or a reoccurring Patreon donation. That just helps with the cost of getting the podcast published and all of the server space and the web hosting and all that kind of stuff. So we certainly would appreciate your support over there at Patreon, or again, you can make a one-time donation. Also, we just started a Discord server. If you're not familiar with Discord, which I actually became real familiar with through the Lather Talk guys, I'm a member of the Lather Talk Discord, but it's basically just a way it's like discussion boards where you discuss and share with each other stuff and, shaves of the day or whatever, you're interested in sharing. But I've had a lot of people, and I know Andy has as well, had people reach out to, talk and need support. And, oftentimes you just kind of need a place to sort of hang out and discuss things, sort of a judgment-free zone. And so we've started that Discord server. And part of the vision that we have there is having some weekly hangout video sessions where you just come into a video room and hang out. No pressure to share anything, not share anything, just listen, just be an hour each week to sort of hang out, and certainly not a requirement, but an option if you want to do that. And we're going to look at trying to have different times for that so that everybody can participate if they want to. So just head on over to takecareman.com and click on group, and that'll give you the Discord server link, and we'll also put it in the show notes. Now that we've got all the housekeeping out of the way, let's get into our questions. And Andy, I think you're going to kick us off with getting a little bit more about Mel.
I feel like we need a little jingle or something in between, like that bit and the main bit.
Transition noises, stingers. I think they call them in the business.
Stingers. Okay. Mm-hmm. So as Todd mentioned earlier, we've got Mel or Mel Cayanan on the show. Most of you will know him as Mel from his YouTube channel and BBS.Live. So Mel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for even inviting me to your amazing podcast. It's an honor just to be on the show talking to you guys.
As I said, most people know as Mel on IG and YouTube, and you obviously come across as quite an energetic character. Is that, I suppose that's a byproduct of your positivity anyway, but is that how you are 24/7? Do you have that much energy 24/7, or is it saved up for those?
That is me 24/7. I just enjoy life so much worse. I really got to force myself to go to sleep. Like, say, here's a good example. Like, I'll work 12 to 14 hours at the hospital. When I go home, I swear to God, guys, after I take a shower, my tiredness is over with. I'm ready to do something else. So literally, I got to, like, I have to take some chamomile tea or some melatonin to calm my energy down. So I get my energy from my father. My father, he's in heaven right now. So that is me all day, every day. I enjoy life. I want to. That's why I'm a nurse, because I cannot be in a small cubicle doing a computer, because I got so much energy to share with the world. So yeah, that is me, man. That is so me.
I mean, I tip my hat to you. It is infectious, you know what I mean, on your YouTube videos and BBS.Live. It is infectious, and it's a really good trait to have, you know what I mean, because it rubs off on other people. So yeah, it is good to know that is you know what I mean. And I guess it does rub off on some of your patients. You mentioned there you're a nurse. What kind of nurse are you? What do you do?
Yeah, so I am a registered nurse at our local hospital in Pensacola, Florida. I work at a cardiac unit. So we are a step-down unit. So in nursing, a step-down unit is in between, one step away from going to the ICU, one step away from going to a regular floor. And open heart patients, lung transplant patients, VAC patients, kidney transplant patients, and recently, since when COVID really hit us in 2020, we had to stop all our surgeries, and we had to focus on taking care of our step-down units of COVID in 2020. But thankfully, the COVID population has decreased tremendously. We're actually able to take care of our open patients, our lung patients.
I guess it's a stressful enough job anyway, having to work long hours and the pandemic, witnessing a lot of suffering and distress and I guess death. But how's that affected you sort of personally and your mental health? And is it difficult to keep that enthusiasm and positivity up, certainly at work, or how did COVID affect that?
COVID, as I can actually speak for all RNs. So by 2020, when COVID first hit us, it really affected a lot of us. I had several nurses that actually quit and left in the COVID population because our entire floor was full of COVID. The entire hospital was like 70% COVID. Very stressful because we would see deaths every day. And we normally don't see deaths every day. But with COVID, when it hit us 2020, we saw deaths every day. And to see our patients die in front of us and also knowing that they're going to be dying and we can't do nothing about it is so frustrating. So mentally, that was actually my first time I didn't want to go to work, man, because I would see death every day, legit every day. The only reason why I made it was God. So I programmed myself to just carry on, and because that is what a real nurse would do. They're going to be there for their patients no matter what happens.
So one of the things that's challenging during COVID is that families couldn't often be with their loved ones when they were dying. You know, they were normally people would, if you had someone passing away, there would be friends and family in there helping take care of them. And you didn't have that. You were, in other words, there were a lot of people that were dying that were completely alone, and you and your colleagues would have been the only one there with them. Right. So did that make it tougher? Like people just not getting to have loved ones with them as they were passing?
That was very tough, man. Cause, that was even more difficult because when the patients would die, they would be by themselves. So we would be the only ones there for our patients. So that was, man, that was tough, man. That because as nurses, we love to see the family members be there during their last few minutes here on Earth. So that was another tough part to see physically, to actually see.
Well, I'm sure I speak for all of our listeners, and Andy and myself just want to say a note of thanks to you and other medical professionals and other people that were frontline and essential workers during the whole pandemic, and just thank you for your service and what all you've done for your community, and also our wet shaving community, just being us supportive and your positivity, and we just thank you for the work you do. We really do appreciate that.
Yeah,
man, first of all, I appreciate you saying that, but like I get embarrassed when people say that to me, because like I'm just doing my job, man. I want to do it well, man. But thank you for even saying thank you. But like I said, I get embarrassed when they say that to me. That's just me, though.
You shouldn't. You're too modest, Mel. It's yeah, like Todd said, it's. I tip my hat to anybody that worked throughout the COVID pandemic and obviously put your own life on the line to help others. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, man.
We're all like fans of traditional wet shaving. How did wet shaving help you? I suppose not just throughout the pandemic, but in general, how do you find that helps your mental health? Because I know I find it quite
wet shaving. So I typically shave late at night before I go to bed, because that's when my wife and daughter's asleep. So I use that as my spa moment. As you guys know, man, wet shaving, you get all the senses, the smell, the aroma, the sound of the razor, the feel of the razor, the sound of the brush, of the feedback, all that. I swear to God, guys, that was like my me moment. It just calmed me down. After seeing all the deaths and the stress from my coworkers and patients, that's why, guys, you already know, that's why we do wet shaving, because we enjoy it. Yeah, man. So traditional wet shaving, yeah, that was like a nice antidepressant for me.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. Somebody, I can't remember where I've seen it, but somebody in the UK has started doing like wet shaving for people in hospital. So people that have not just had surgery, but like outpatients. And I think it might have been Agent Shave that posted about it, so asking for donations. But he was going around the hospitals just shaving like guys and that maybe aren't as mobile or elderly guys. And it is maybe maybe it could be classed as a medicine, because it is very zen-like. And yeah, I think the power of wet shaving shouldn't be underestimated when it comes to people's mental health, because it is your time. It's like a you moment. Like you said, I shave at night as well, more probably just through circumstance, but yeah, I do enjoy it when everybody's in bed and it's your own time. It's kind of the opposite of people. Some people get up early in the morning when it's quiet, but I find
Absolutely, man.
my zen moment, my zen time and me time is at night when I'm having a shave. So yeah, I implore anybody out there that is struggling with any mental health or anything like that to give wet shaving a try, because it is quite meditative and quite medicinal in a mental health sort of way. So yeah.
If I just interject real quick. So kind of a bit of an announcement, something I'm going to be doing in the fall. I've got to submit the proposal to our research committee, but I'm going to actually start a research study related to men's mental health and wet shaving. And so I'll need you two to help me get the word out to all of our shaving brethren to participate in that survey. That'll be coming in the fall. So I look forward to doing that. So Mel, we know you're a big frag guy too. You're into men's fragrances. So whether it be a wet shaving scent or a frag, what's some of your feel good scents? Like what's that frag you go spray on just to kind of boost your mood or feel a little bit better?
Right. So I'm be simple. I love all barbershop scents and anything citrus. I'm kind of simple with that. And I love also my lavender scent, especially at nighttime. Yeah, man, aromatherapy. That's why I'm a big frag head. And that's why I love wet shaving, because the aromatherapy for me, it really helps.
Yeah, if you've watched any of Mel's videos, you'll notice that he mentions aromatherapy when it kind of at the moment it happens during his shaves. He'll talk about the whole aromatherapy thing, it's really cool to see that people understand that can affect your mental health. And I know you as a nurse have an appreciation for how that works and how that affects the overall outlook that you can have, whether you're going through health problems or mental health issues. Most definitely.
I wanted to ask something. I guess like you mentioned earlier, it was the COVID thing specifically was pretty tough on your mental health. Is there something that you do to try and maintain your mental health or deal with stress and anxiety outside of obviously wet shaving? Have you got any tips or tricks for people?
I have several actually. So to help me with my mental health, because I would say this, as men, we're supposed to deal with everything, right? It doesn't matter. We're supposed to deal with that. We're supposed to walk it off. So we get hurt physically or mentally. What do men do? We got to walk it off. We got to be a man and continue doing what we got to do. We got to do the job no matter what happens to us. Men in general, in my opinion, got to walk it off. I don't care if we get hurt physically or mentally. We got to walk it off. So for me, I don't mean to sound religious or anything, but my faith in God really helps me quite a bit. But also fitness helps me. When I go to the gym, I have my earbuds on. I listen to my music. And if I didn't have a family, I could spend all day in the gym. That I leave all my stress. When I leave that gym, all the stress is gone. Is gone. So that's how I deal with my stress. My faith, fitness, and then my family. My family, they help me, and some of my inner circles of friends. They help me decrease the stress that I go through each and every day.
So how often do you make it to the gym in a week? Are you in there every day, 3 times a week? How often do you make it to the gym?
Okay, so I try to make it in the gym at least minimum 3 times a week. I try to do at least 4. But if I can't do 4, I'll do 3.
It is a good point. I think we mentioned it a few times. Is exercise, even if it's just like going out for a walk for half an hour, or doing some weights or press ups or sit ups. You know what I mean? It does allow you to get your stress and anxiety out, and sometimes anger as well, to get people that have that find themselves getting angry at certain things. Going to the gym and just pushing the weights helps. You know what I mean? So again, like exercise is one of those things that's probably maybe not pushed as much as it could be in the mental health sort of community for helping, really, to take your mind off things, even if it's just for an hour. But yeah, I can't really comment. I don't do a great deal of exercise, which I should do.
I want to add something that, Andy. So like, as much as I love weight shaving, I love fitness. To my non-fitness people, I want you guys to be healthy, man, because like, we can't enjoy this traditional weight shaving. We can't enjoy life if we're not healthy, man. So like, fitness helped me, because I lost almost 40-something pounds, right? I'm a short dude, 6', so I was tipping over 200. And let me tell you something, guys. I hope I could be an encouragement to somebody. Fitness, first of all, fitness at the beginning is not fun, okay? It's not fun, but if you commit, I promise you guys, if you commit at least 3 weeks of solid fitness, it doesn't look crazy, do something, just move, just do something, start seeing some results, man. Once you see the results, that addiction is there to keep going, To my non-fitness people, please, if you are watching this right now, you see the passion. When I start doing this, I'm passionate, man. I want you guys to be fit, man. Let's do it, man. Because you know why? Because it's your responsibility to be fit, healthy. Because you both of you are family, man, like me. We gotta be there for our families, man. Guys, I see it every day. Take care of patients who don't work out, who don't. I mean, you don't have to do that crazy. Just 3 to 4 times a week. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to go to the gym. You can walk 30 minutes, minimum 30 minutes at least, cardio. That's gonna help you out. I promise you guys. And every time I see a patient that's 90-something, like 95 years old, and they look young, dude, I was taking care of this one 95-year-old, Todd and Andy. This guy was 95 years old. But when I saw him, you know how old he looked like? He looked like he was like 61. Wow. So I always learn from the older patients, like, hey, man, damn, you look good for 95. I was like, so what are you doing, man? It's like, nothing. I just like to exercise. I walk at least 5 miles a day with my wife. I swim. It's always the ones that are active in life, that are healthy mentally and physically. I'm serious, guys. You don't want to be in a wheelchair or a walking cane. We could kick this obesity stuff if we just move, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I went in the tangent right there.
No, not at all. It's at the look. It's at the heart of mental health. I mean, and in fact, it's really not helpful to separate mental health and health. Sometimes it's important to understand that they're related. And one of the phrases that I try to remember a lot is something I've heard, which is get out of your head and get into your body. In other words, the more you move your body, the more you're in touch with it, and the less that you're in your headspace and thinking. Because sometimes that's the biggest detriment to mental health, is overthinking stuff, like ruminating and just, going over and over the same thing in your head. And, look, nobody's on the treadmill thinking about their stress and anxiety, right? Like it just goes away, right? You're thinking, let me survive this. Let me get through this. Let me get to that endorphin high. So getting out of your head and getting into your body is a huge thing. So Mel, we wanted to give you an opportunity to sort of share some tips that you have for our listeners in a few different areas of life. Obviously, you're a family man. You talk about that a lot in your videos and, on BBS.Live and stuff. And so let's start with marriage. Give us a tip for marriage. What helps your marriage work?
All right. As men, guys, communication. As men, I'm just, for the guys that I know, we're stubborn, man. We got to listen to our wives. That's 1, communication. 2, this old man always gave me happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy
2.
life.
Yeah, that I can win an argument with my wife, but guess what? I still lost because she ain't happy, right? Because she lost. the argument, right? So like communication, happy life always works for me. And of course, you still gotta date your wife, man. I don't care if you have a kid, you still gotta have that date day or that date week or something. That's just me. You just gotta date your wife, pretend she's your girlfriend. And if you buy a wet shaving item, buy something for her. That's what I do.
There's a smart tip. There's a smart tip. There's a way to get the wet shaving stuff in there.
I make sure I throw in at least something in there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can see where that would work. Yeah, my wife and I just got back from celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. Pretty proud of putting in 25 years. That's
wow.
I'm pretty proud of that. And
congratulations.
And we got away to a lake for about 3 days by ourselves. And I mean, there's something to be said for just being away from everything, getting away from all the headaches and stress and everything, and just kind of, reminding yourself, like, who each other, are and why you're together. And so you definitely have to reserve those date nights and date times and vacations and stuff like that is so important. So Mel, you have a wonderful, beautiful daughter who helps you out sometimes in your videos. So what's your tips for parenting? What works for you as a parent?
Parenting. Let me tell you something. Parenting is tough. It is tough. I kind of struggle with that still. Wow, that is a really good question. I think if you just have the love for your kid, you'll find a way to do your parenting. That makes sense. There's no book. You could read a book, but hey, you got to learn by experience. So I think if you just have the love and passion towards your kid, you're going to do anything and everything to make it work. Yeah.
It's true. There is no book, and every child's different. You know what I mean? I've got 3 kids, and all 3 of them are different. You know what I mean? One of them's pretty chilled out and just does what you ask her to a degree, and the other 2 are just absolute nightmares. So even though you think you're doing a good job with one of them, the other 2, it's just, I think it's about having patience as well.
That, and also be active with them. Like, say if my daughter wants to hang out with her friends, I'm that parent that will take her friends out, and I'm that dad that will have like 2 or 3 of my daughter's friends, and I'll take them out to the mall or some ice cream or whatever. I'm that dad because I want to know how her friends are. I have an 11-year-old, so like I gotta really. I think if you have a son or daughter, just got to be active with them. Don't like shut them out. Always be active in whatever they do.
Yeah,
Again,
I've noticed that you always, for your daughter, you've modeled fitness. Like I can see that, it's one thing to talk to your kids about them being healthy. It's another thing to demonstrate that or show them by example about how to be healthy. And that's something that you definitely have done. I know she's been in a lot of your fitness videos too. I thought it was really funny at early in the pandemic. You did some kind of fitness thing on your channel with toilet paper, if I'm not mistaken. Like it was isn't that right? Didn't you do something with using toilet paper?
I did. So I had to find ways to work out because 2020 they closed the gyms. So I had to find a way to do some movements. And yeah, I did a toilet paper things around the house video that me and my daughter did. Actually, my daughter always loves to be in my videos. If she was old enough, she could go to my gym because you have to be 13 to go to my gym. So, and my daughter's only 11, but she actually wants to work out with me. So when she turns 13, we can actually go to the gym together. But Tyler, the funny thing is, on my fitness channel, I kind of stopped doing it, and it's only because I find it difficult to make the videos. It was more work because most people don't really like to watch the fitness videos. So I kind of paused a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good segue because I wanted to ask you about being a content creator. We have a lot of, there's a lot of content creators that watch our show because we're all friends, and we talked about this with the Lather Talk guys. But being a content creator, like trying to get those subscribers and all that, can be stressful. So, what's a tip you would have in terms of like trying to keep your mental health in the midst of being a content creator?
Right. So first of all, as you know, Todd and Andy, YouTube's tough, man. It's like I remember I would put up videos and I'm like, good Lord, I only have this many subscribers. So I try not to look at the numbers. So I just focus on the fun. I actually enjoy making the videos. So like my favorite videos, when I do a video, I don't like, if I could do it outside, or like if I'm going to the shopping mall or going to my rec store therapy, so I went to Ross or Burlington to find the fragrance I want to get. I love doing those videos. I like going out in public doing videos because I love seeing some of the people like look at me crazy, like, who is this guy doing YouTube and stuff? And so yeah, so Todd, Andy, believe it or not, that's another outlet that for me to get some of my stuff is to do YouTube videos. So I find it fun. I love doing the outdoor videos, and I love editing. I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, you can tell you put a lot into your editing, because there's always good music, there's always good transitions, stuff like that I always enjoy watching your videos. And yeah, something that we've talked about before on here that I'm sure is true for you is I'll probably never stop making content because I've made so many good friends through it. In other words, there may be, 5 or 6 people that comment regularly on my videos, and they've become some of my best friends, literally. I call them on the phone, talk to them, through instant message or whatever. I've just met so many people, not just through wet shaving, but also just through creating wet shaving content that has really enriched my life. Like I've made some great friends, and I'm sure that's true for you as well.
Same here. One thing I love about doing anything social media, I've met some really cool people, man. And man, our community, the wet shaving community, is just an amazing community. Positive, like-minded, loving people that we have in our community, man. I absolutely enjoy doing social media and interacting with you, Andy, interacting with you, Todd. Yeah, this is legit my first time actually talking to you guys personally. And man, you guys are solid people, man. Love y'all.
It is one for me. How did you meet Nate?
Nate's my dude. That's my guy. So how we met, you know what? I never even met him personally. Never met him personally, but we talk just about every day. We met, this is how we met. So a Blackbird razor. It was an awesome razor, Andy and Todd. I can't remember which wet shaving form. I don't know if it was the Shave Nook or Badger and Blade, right? So Nate was the first one to respond. He goes, hey, man, I'll buy that off you right now. And I sent it off to him. And then after that, we didn't talk or anything. That was 2016. 2019, we were in this one wet shaving form called Rich Man Shaving. And I started doing lives right there. And then I noticed someone comment on my one of my lives, and it was Nate. I was like, Nate, is that you from Minnesota? He goes, yeah, man. So I told him out. Then come on to my live, and this is how BBS.Live started. I don't know if some people know about it. So this is how BBS started. So one night I was just doing a live, just talking. I noticed Nate was on board, and I said, Nate, come on, man, come to my live. And me and him, we just started chit-chatting, talking, and this is how we did giveaways. I said, hey, I will give you this shaving brush if you shave that beard right now, Nate. Right now, do it. Right. And so everybody watched it, like, all right, Nate, do it, man. Do it for the. And then Nate was like, nah, man, my wife's not gonna like it. She loves me with my beard. So I tell you what, if Nate's not gonna do it, someone comment below. I will give that shave brush right now. And that's how we started giving away stuff in our Facebook Live. And then Nate started giving stuff away. And next thing you know, 3 hours later, we're still talking. And at the moment, in 2020, Facebook stopped doing dual lives. We can only do one at the time. That's how we got together and did IG. That's how BBS.Live get started. Yeah, just for having fun.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's how sometimes the best ideas come to fruition, though, isn't it? And the best things is just by having fun. You know what I mean? It's not about achieving anything. It's just about having fun. And
it wasn't even planned. And I tell you, if I haven't met Nate, that's my dude. That's my guy. And I know he feels the same way about me. Legit.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, speaking of being parents and husbands, and all three of us have busy schedules this weekend, so we're gonna this be a little shorter episode than usual. We're going to skip our usual quiz. I know many of you are disappointed because you like to remind Andy and I how bad we are at trivia, and so you don't get to do that this week because we're going to skip over that. But there's ways you can follow Mel out there. As we mentioned on YouTube, he's Melly Mel Shaves. On IG, he's MelFit3, and we'll put all these links in the show notes, by the way, where you can get to those. He is, as we just talked about, one half of the incredibly successful show, BBS.Live. I think it's safe to say it's the most successful wet shaving show on anywhere, period. Period. And they also have some merchandise. It's being sold over at the Razor Company. If you just go over to the Razor Company and search for BBS.Live, you'll see the merch there. Anything else you wanted to mention, Mel? Any other ways you want people to check you out or follow you?
Well, I just want to make a comment. Guys and gals in the wet shaving community, especially if you are a YouTuber, let's continue putting out videos. Let's continue being positive, because the world that we're living in is nuts. That's the reason why I do YouTube videos, and that's the reason why we do BBS.Live, because we want to give. So my YouTubers out there, let's do some giveaways, man. Just do a random giveaway, just random. I mean, just because when you give something to somebody, that person receiving that shaving item, it's gonna make them, man. You never know. On a bad day, like, oh man, I got a razor, or I got a fragrance from Nate, you know. So my YouTubers, my wet shaving YouTubers, I encourage you to do more giveaways. Don't do it only because you reached a certain milestone. Do it just because. That's the reason why I do my giveaways, because I want to encourage you to do more. And I'm telling you, I want you to do more. But wet shaving community, let's continue to be positive. Let's be uplifting. Do not compete against each other. I want you guys to uplift one another, because that's what life is about, man. Let's do it, man. Sorry, I'm hyped up, guys. I am hyped up.
Hey, that's all right. That's why we had you on the show, Mel.
Now I gotta calm down, guys.
Yeah, I'll echo that. To be honest, it just, even if it's like half a tub of soap or a brush or a splash, you know what I mean? If you get something like that somebody else sends you, it makes you feel good, you know what I mean? So I mean, I do try and give away some stuff on my channel, not regularly, but I gave away the Pearl Blaze the other a couple of months ago, and it's all about sharing is caring, as they say.
That's right.
But let's just go over the giveaways again. So just if you managed to get this far, well done. But if you want to be considered for the giveaway, make sure you comment "I'm in" any of our platforms. So YouTube, Instagram, on Todd's website. That's Take Care Man. Just comment "I'm in," and there's two prizes, obviously, one for the US and one for the UK and the rest of the world. So it's a rollover this week. So make sure you enter there. And thanks to the guys that have obviously contributed prizes for our giveaway. It is appreciated. Todd, do you want to tell the listeners where they can find us? And
Yep. So for the show notes, including all the giveaway details, links to past episodes, you can click on podcast over at takecareman.com. Just click on podcast. You'll find all that. Also, if you're in need of help, looking for some helpful resources in terms of way to get in touch with therapists or, helplines that are out there, head on over to takecareman.com, click on help. Then also we mentioned the Discord server support group earlier. Just head over to the website, takecareman.com, click on group. And then finally, to support us on the show, you can click on donate on that same website. So Mel, we really appreciate you coming on and sharing with us. If you don't mind, I'm going to ask you to sign us off. I know you like to end your videos, with a positive note. So I'm going to let you sort of say goodbye for the rest of us and do your normal sign off.
Guys, if you're watching this podcast, life is tough. It is, but guess what? So are you. Anyway, reporting live from beautiful Northwest Florida. We out of here, guys. I could talk to you guys all day, all night. But guess what? We got families to take care of, right, guys?
That's right.
True. True story. Yeah.
I love you
Thanks,
guys.
Mel.
I
Thanks,
do.
Mel. Appreciate it.
Bye,
Keep
everybody.
doing what you're doing. Cheers, everyone. Take care.